This is for anyone who's ever been in a cycle of starting things but never being able to finish, or who is continuously thinking about everything they need to do but never being able to actually start. This is how we are finally going to do the things that we always said we would through the law of sustainment. Progress isn't about bursts of motivation. That is not what is going to get you to your goal. It's about consistent sustainment of tiny actions repeated over time. In psychology, the law of sustainment means that you can't sustain or be consistent with actions that directly contradict your beliefs. So I want you to think about one of your untapped goals. Maybe you have a desire to start eating healthier, to start going to the gym, running, or a savings account. What observations have you made in your external physical environment that are related to this desire? Maybe you see a lot of people eating fast food, or a lot of people who are overweight, just in your day-to-day life or in your household or in your family, whatever it is. Or maybe you see how busy people are, who nobody can seem to fit in going to the gym or fit in going on a run while working 2 jobs, while working a 9 to 5, while working and going to school. Or maybe everybody around you is broke, living paycheck to paycheck, not being able to save a single dollar. These everyday observations that we make subconsciously start to shape our reality because they start to shape our beliefs. This is where your attention is pulling you to. This is what you're observing. So now the thoughts that you have surrounding this desire directly contradict your ability to reach this goal. You start thinking that it's impossible to eat healthier because fast food is so accessible, because you don't have time to meal prep, because fast food is so much cheaper, and it's impossible to fit running into your routine, and it's impossible to start saving when everything is so expensive. And the reality is that it's not so much that these things are impossible, that you're unable to do these things. It's just that all you've seen, all you've been fed are excuses. You know this one reality full of struggle, full of people not being able to achieve their dreams. And so you start subconsciously or even consciously adopting this mindset that it is impossible for you to achieve your desire. Now think about the bad habits, the ones that you want so badly to let go of, and the reasoning behind why you still have this bad habit. I eat chips every day because it's hard for me to stop. I don't go to the gym because I get too anxious and I don't even have the time for it. When you say this bad habit and the belief as to why you still are holding this habit, do you flinch? Does it feel uncomfortable? Does it feel like you're lying to yourself? Does your heart start beating faster? Your pulse start racing? Chances are no, because it's true and it aligns with the system of beliefs that you have about yourself and your actions. But now try saying, I'm a multimillionaire because I'm a hard worker. I am super lean and super shredded because I go to the gym every single day. I am living in a mansion because I am extremely rich. Now when you say that, like, what's the reaction? For me, like, none of those things are true. So yeah, I'm feeling like I'm lying. My hands are actually getting clammy and sweating, and I feel hot right now. That's a natural reaction to when you lie. And I am aware of the fact that I am lying. So I know that these statements directly contradict who I am as a person. And so that is the question. How do we reverse this response? How do we start believing that we are the people we want to be before actually becoming them? Because we have to start believing that the things that we want, whether if you want to be super lean and shredded, you want to go to the gym every day, you want to stop eating fast food, we have to start believing that they are possible for us. And so very recently, like I'm talking last month, okay? No, the past 2 months, I started a digital marketing agency. I had just graduated from college. I did not get accepted into my internship, and that's a whole other fiasco. So many things were going wrong for me. My self-image very drastically started to shatter. I started to think very poorly of myself, and I started getting really depressed. I was just experiencing this new low. So when I tried to do outreach, door-to-door sales, and cold calling and cold emailing, I couldn't do it. I knew that this was necessary. I needed to get a client in order to have an agency, but I couldn't bring myself, no matter how helpful it was going to be for me, no matter how necessary it was, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I would drive to these places, to these businesses. I would sit in my car, I kid you not, 20 minutes contemplating, trying to hype myself up. And I would drive home. And I would find a million other things to do before actually sending out the email, before actually making the call. I would find any excuse imaginable. That was the only thing that I needed. I needed a client. A client would literally solve half my issues, but I couldn't do it. Why? Because when I thought of who I felt like, who I saw myself, who I visualized, I felt like a loser. I felt like a bum. I felt like a broke college student. When I would go on my phone, my For You page would be, the economy is collapsing. Nobody has money. People are losing their jobs. The job market is trash. We're failing, blah, 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 blah. All of this, right? Negativity. I felt extremely negative about myself. And I finally started seeing a psychiatrist because I thought, and a lot of it was my depression, right? I couldn't control these feelings, and ultimately it kind of clouded my judgment, and it made me think very, very horribly and very negatively about myself, which I worked so hard. Last time I was in therapy to kind of diminish those beliefs, but this time my depression was just, it was bad. And so I started taking antidepressants, and I felt good. And I thought that was gonna finally make me start, being more outgoing, being able to go to these places or whatever it was. It wasn't that. I felt so much better. So much better. I was no longer depressed. I'm no longer depressed, but I was still unable to make the calls. It came down to my self-image was still poor, and I would still feel like a loser. I would still feel inadequate. And the good thing is that we are in full control of our beliefs. We are in full control of every single thought, believe it or not. And our self-image is exactly that. It's how we see ourselves. So that is also something that we are in full control of. I knew that I had to rebuild my external environment. And I know this sounds like, oh my God, another meditate and whatever. And it's not that. It's like, in order to do incredible things, you truly just, you have no idea how big of an impact your environment and your thoughts have. That could literally be the reason why you're not out there accomplishing your goal. That is it. So I started hitting not interested in anything negative that came up on my TikTok. Anything. Somebody was complaining about, oh, they felt ugly. Not interested. Somebody was complaining about the economy. I know it's important, but not interested. Somebody was complaining about the job market. Not interested. Again, I know it's important. Can't handle it right now though, because I have goals to meet. And every day I would wake up at 5 a.m. because in my mind, that's what boss bitches do. They wake up at 5 a.m., they go to the gym, they get their workout in, and they come back and work. While I was working out, I would listen to business podcasts, particularly like female CEOs. Why? Because I needed to start believing that that was possible for me. I felt like such a loser, like a newly grad kid who didn't know anything. That is not the truth, but that's how I felt. And so I started listening to these boss-ass women because I didn't have access to anyone in my real life, in my inner circle, who could prove that to me. And I started talking like I wasn't lost. When people ask me, oh, what are you doing for work? I wouldn't be like, oh, well, I just graduated, I'm figuring it out. No, I would be like, I run a digital marketing agency. And all while still dedicating hours and hours to my craft and learning everything there was to know about outreach, everything there was to know about social media management. And I finally built my self-esteem up to a point where I was able to do the cold calling. I was able to do the cold emailing. I was able to market my services. Did I sound goofy as fuck the first couple of businesses that I went to? Yes. But at least I was able to do it. I didn't drive there, waste my gas, and then go home and feel like a loser. No, I went in, I did my thing, flopped, dropped the ball a little bit. Okay, whatever. The next one, the next few others, I did okay. And I got better and better. But if I didn't take the time to really change what I thought about myself, my system of beliefs, I would have never gotten there. Or here's another thing that's happened to me in the past. I wanted this thing. I wanted this goal. And it felt so unattainable, right? Nobody in my inner circle had achieved this thing. Nobody around me had achieved this thing. If anything, people were giving themselves excuses, right? Excuses. So I started adopting these excuses as reality. I started adopting this belief system, and I would try it. It wouldn't work out. And I'd be like, oh, it's not for me. Oh, it's just not for me. How many times have you done that? But it's because we don't do the reflection. It's because we don't try to change our beliefs about us, about the world, about our environment. And until we do that, we will keep procrastinating. We will keep self-sabotaging. We will keep ditching a goal and starting a new one, and maybe not even starting at all. We will keep living this life that we don't want to live. It's all about our identity. And here is exactly how you're going to start reframing yours. Here's exactly how I did it. So you're going to surround yourself with things that make your goals seem possible. And you can do this by turning to friends who have adopted this positive habit or who have accomplished this amazing goal. Or you can do what I did, right? Influencers, podcasters, read a book, anything that will just make it so that this goal feels realistic for you. Because a lot of the times, especially like me, I'm a first generation Latina. Nobody in my family has a business. Nobody in my family has graduated from college. These are all very new things. I was talking to one of my cousins. She has had a very hard life. And just talking to her, you can tell that she hasn't really done a lot of reflection, right? She has a lot of resentment towards people, but she still to this day hasn't accepted that at the end of the day, she is responsible for her actions. And so she maybe doesn't have the best life or the life that she hoped for. And she blames her environment or the people around her. But she was telling me this story about how when she was in high school, she told her dad, "Oh, I think I'm gonna be a lawyer." He laughed and he was like, "People like us don't become lawyers." And she came to me and she's like, that's the reason why my life is so messed up, because my parents were not supportive." And of course, should a parent ever say that to their child? No. But how many parents have kids before they're actually ready to have kids? You could have a million people telling you things and spewing their own limiting beliefs and just this nasty rhetoric like this, because absolutely she could have been a lawyer, absolutely. But it is ultimately your responsibility to change the system of beliefs surrounding you. And that's what she was unable to do. That's what she is still to this day unable to realize. Because I know somebody who is 20 years older than her, who just recently got her real estate license, just recently became a realtor. She was a cleaning lady her whole life, Hispanic as well. And she's working at a fast food place. She's a single mom of 5. And again, not to bash on her or anything like that, but I just want to share this example because that could be the outcome. That is the outcome when we don't challenge the beliefs that other people have given us. When we don't challenge the beliefs that, or the thoughts that are only there because of our external environment, right? Just this little circle around us when there is a whole other world out there. If she would have just looked outward, if her dad would just looked a little bit further, he would have seen, no, yeah, it was absolutely possible for her to become a lawyer. No, yeah, it's absolutely possible for her to become anything she wants, despite her age or her circumstances or whatever. But people do not challenge this. And so that's why it's important to have some sort of inspiration. For me, like I said, podcasters, YouTubers, people on TikTok who have their shit together, that inspires me. You have to make sure that it is inspirational, because I know that it's so easy to start comparing ourselves and it makes us feel like our goal is even further or is even out of reach when we start comparing ourselves. So I personally like to follow people who look like me when it comes to my fitness goals, who are around my height, who have maybe a little bit more fat in their body, a higher body fat percentage, these people seem attainable for me, right? These actually inspire me. But sometimes when I follow like really skinny, like Alex Earl, people who don't look like me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to look like that. And then that's kind of like discouraging. So I don't follow that. I like to follow people who are down to earth, who are kind, who have good morals, who seem like they do, right? Because we don't know these people. Next up, you're going to start doing some affirmations and meditations. I know. Oh my God, you said this wasn't a meditation. I know, but it works. Okay, trust me, it fucking works. When you are so down bad, you need anything. When I needed anything, okay? I would wake up, and I still do it. I wake up in the morning. You are going to have a good day. You are a strong, capable woman. You are going to start a successful marketing agency. You are going to go to these clients and be very confident. And whenever a negative thought, oh my God, people are judging me. Oh my God, I'm a loser. I would just shut it out. Say something that was completely the opposite of that negative thought. I can't sit down. Maybe you can. I can't. I can't do it. I can't. So what I do is I go on walks and I visualize my future, the future that I want. I visualize everything, even the stressors, right? I visualize being super happy because I've ran a successful marketing agency. I visualize hiring my first worker, my first employee. I visualize the stress that comes with running this business. I visualize everything that could go wrong and everything that could go right so that it feels very realistic. And it's helped me out tremendously. When we are comfortable with the idea of this, right, of starting this journey, of achieving this goal, then that is when we are going to start planning, scheduling, and acting out these very small steps. Okay, very, very small. Like I am talking, when I first did my outreach, I went to one client. Like all you need to do is go to one client. Tomorrow, you'll go to 2 clients. Next week, you'll go to 3 clients, Very, very small actionable steps. You're going to plan out what you need to reach your goals. For me, I did the website, check. I did the Instagram, check. I started content on it, check. Check. Very, very small things, right? You're going to need to plan out just this very detailed roadmap so that it also helps clarify anything. It doesn't seem so daunting when you set out on a new goal or a new experience or whatever, when you've broken it down step by step and you know everything that you need to do to achieve it. When I started posting on YouTube, I was like, I need to write out a script, check. I need to learn how to edit, check. Film, check. Edit the video, check. And then it just felt less scary. Now it's become a habit, but it's because at first I planned out every single little thing that I needed to do. And scheduling out these tasks will reduce the decision fatigue, because think about it. We make thousands of little decisions every single morning. What am I going to wear today? What am I going to eat for breakfast? What time am I going to go to gym? What time am I going to... So many decisions. So if we say, oh, well, when should I fit in the gym today? Okay, I hit snooze, I woke up late. Okay, can't do it before work. Okay, you go to work, you get out. Oh God, I'm so tired. Like, maybe I'll just go home, do this, and then, okay, it's 7 p.m. Oh my God, I still need, okay, I need to do laundry. Let me just finish this, and then I'll go. Oh my God, it's 9 p.m. Oh, it's too late. I'll try again tomorrow. However, when we schedule these tasks out and we set realistic time slots, right? Hey, I'm not even good at waking up early. I know if I schedule out going to the gym in the morning, it's not going to get done. But if I schedule out going to the gym right after work before I get home, okay, I'll get there. Maybe I'll get there. You schedule it out and it's just like automatic. You get out of work, boom, you have to go to the gym. It's in your schedule. And this is religious, okay? You have to learn how to make your schedule your Bible. You have to adhere to your schedule, especially at first when you are trying to start a new habit. Ultimately, that is what's going to set this from a goal to a part of your routine. Your ability to respect your schedule and schedule out the important shit. And just physically carrying out these tasks and acting out these little things that you've set for yourself is what's going to build your self-trust even more. When you start seeing, hey, I told myself I was going to go to the gym today and oh my God, I went. Hey, I told myself I was going to go to the gym 2 days out of the week today and I went. It boosts something in you. You start believing, no, I am a person who I can rely on. No, I am a person who keeps their word to themselves. No, I am possible of achieving this goal because I've already achieved these many goals. That's why it's so important to make these very, very small steps. Like if you have never stepped foot in the gym, get your membership online or call, see what's up. Make your goal driving to the gym. All I have to do is drive to the gym after work. Tomorrow, I'll walk for 5 minutes. The day after tomorrow, I'll walk for 10 minutes. Make these goals very, very small. Because it's not about, oh my God, I told myself I was going to go to the gym today. I go to the gym, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. It doesn't even work like that. It's not about you reaching the final part of your goal. It's about you building that self-trust, you building this habit. So you have to make the steps super small and you have to celebrate these wins. You drove to the gym. Okay, yes, I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself. Next thing is that you are going to track your progress so you can physically see a streak. If I told myself I was going to go to the gym twice this week, and maybe the weekend comes and I'm like, I still feel the same. I didn't even how many times did I even go to the gym? I barely even went to the gym. Like, oh God, I'm a loser. Versus if you keep a little gold star, you have 2 gold stars on, I don't know, something in your room, or maybe a checklist on your phone. And you're like, shit, I'm on a streak. That it does something to you. It's almost like you don't want to break the streak now. Oh my God, you physically being able to see your progress, the progress that you're making, not let me take a picture of my body, how much it's changed. Not like that, but like gold stars. I mean, teachers did it when we were kids for a reason because that shit works. It serves as visual proof that you're getting somewhere, that you're putting in the work, that you're showing up. And now we are going to celebrate those small accomplishments, okay? You're going to reward the consistency, the consistent steps. Okay, I don't care if you look the same as you did a week ago, babe. It's not about that. We're not just celebrating the big wins here, okay? Yeah, we have this big goal. That's cute. That is not our concern right now, okay? I'm talking the very small steps. Oh, you know what? You drove to the gym today instead of going straight home. Okay, you went home right after. Who cares? Did you drive to the gym yesterday? No, you went straight home. No, you went to the McDonald's. I don't care. You drove to the gym. Good for you. Good job. Oh, you ate 1 less fry today than you did yet. Great. That's amazing. Okay? I kid you not, these small steps will eventually add up. But the thing that where we mess up on is when we're have this all or nothing mindset. Oh my God, I wanted to start a business. It's been a month. I still don't have the business. So let me change it. That is when we mess up. This is all about doing the small things that will change our identity, that will change our set of beliefs. So you have to celebrate the very small things because that is what will work. Thank God you didn't just wake up and magically lose 100 pounds because good luck keeping it off. Thank God you didn't wake up to $0 in your bank account and now you have 100 million because you're going to lose it, okay? It's about the journey. It's about changing our beliefs and our identity. And that is what the law of sustainment is. It's not about quick bursts of motivation or instant gratification. It's about working to change your beliefs, working to change your reality, and reaffirming to yourself that these new beliefs are real through consistent action. And so remember that the reason why you haven't been able to start something, or the reason why you haven't been able to sustain a goal, is not because you're lazy, it's not because you're a failure, it's not because you're a loser. It's because your current system of beliefs are in direct conflict with the version of yourself that you are trying to become. Once you shift those beliefs and surround yourself with proof that what you want is possible for you, sustaining the process that is necessary to get you to your goal will be a lot easier. And so that's how you break the cycle of starting and starting over, or procrastinating and never starting. That's how we are finally going to do what we say we're going to do. And yeah, that was all that I had for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like and subscribe because it helps me out tremendously. And until next time, bye.